Project children. Ayo!
Your 99.9 WEFM. WhatsApp us or call us at 457-9997. Activated Mornings on WEFM 99.9 is on now.
All right, so time here in SVG, it is quickly approaching 7:46, and at this time, we usually expect a call from Kingsley de Freitas, but he provides us with his commentary for today. So Kingsley, if thou art hearing us, if he is hearing us, however Shakespeare would have said that, now it's time for you to call us, all right? All right, so normally if Kingsley was going to call, he would have called already, all right? So I guess we're not getting any commentary from him today. But as usual, we will proceed with our backup topics, all right? So, of course, this is an interactive session. Should you wish to interact with us, the number to call is 457-9997. We are live on Facebook and YouTube at this time as well, all right? So let's head into it. So first up, something of interest to me, and I suppose it's of interest because of the fact that yeah, it's one of those things where it has been I suppose a sort of it's a toss up between academics and life skills, right? So one of the things that we noted is that last week the Searchlight stated that the GHS, they have reinstated food and nutrition after a 25-year hiatus, right? Now, I know that when I was going to school, I looked forward to getting to Form 3 so that we could do FNN, food and nutrition. Dianna, you did it?
Nope.
Oh, so you're part of the hiatus group?
Yeah, I remember there were persons in my year who did it outside. They paid to do it outside.
Oh, they did it. Oh, okay. I didn't know you could do FNN outside.
Oh, I don't know who they were doing it with, but they were doing that outside class. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So yeah. So Searchlight is saying that after 25 years, food and nutrition has returned to the girls' high school with the launch of an agricultural science program and commissioning a brand new lab. So between 1939 and 1944, when Rennie Batista's mother attended the St. Vincent Girls High School, students learned and engaged in the art of cookery. And that's what we call it, cookery. When Form 3, we didn't say food and nutrition, it was cookery, right? So the subject remained in the school into the 60s when Batiste was a student, but with time, cookery gradually disappeared from the school's curriculum. Now, after 27-year hiatus, food and nutrition or cookery with the new home economics laboratory is being reintroduced into the school under the orchestration of headmistress Latoya Deroshe John. All right, so we see that food and nutrition is being reintroduced into high school, right? And one of the reasons why it is that I want for subjects like this to be in the school system is that I think too many times we make the assumption that for something like food and cook, and it's not just cookery, it's about food and nutrition, it's about healthy eating, it's about healthy living, right? One of the things that I learned in cookery, well, listen, there was a story. I learned how to make cornmeal porridge properly in cookery class.
Well,
right?
now I want to hear this because what if it's not how I am making my cornmeal?
No, well, in terms of how to make it without lumps.
Oh,
right. So that was it. So, it's like these little things where, we take these things for granted in terms of assuming that, You know, you're growing up in a household, and especially because you're female, the assumption is that you would know how to cook, or even your mother would know how to cook, or somebody in your household is going to teach you how to cook. These are basic life skills, right? And we cannot make the assumption that everybody is going to know how to do these things, right? So when it is that I see subjects like this being, well, either continuing to happen in schools or being reintroduced, I am happy to see them, right? I know that many times, you know, there is a little bit of a thing in the mindset of some persons with subjects like food and nutrition where it's not an academic subject or it's not important enough for a child to do, right? Not seeing what the long-term value could be in terms of not just from a personal standpoint, but what you can actually do with it as a profession.
Yep, and make a lot of money too. Yeah, well, it's good to see that this has returned. I'm happy for those students who will be getting the chance to do food and nutrition. I longed for that when I was in high school, but unfortunately, I should have waited. Should have been going in all that now. So, but anyways, big up to those students who will be getting that opportunity. Hopefully they will. Well, not hopefully. I believe that they will definitely make the best of that. Right there. Listen to me. I am, as an adult, I'm starting to learn that a lot of the jobs or professions or things that society say, nah, you should go more to this side. Those ones that I saw society pushing people away from this, and those are the ones that make the most money. Okay, I don't know if there's any children supposed to be in school right now, but if you happen to be hearing me, those are the jobs that make the most money. Okay,
and not just that, those are sometimes the areas where they have an actual passion in, right? And again, I am going to say this every single time I touch on this topic. Being able to wake up every day doing what you actually love doing helps with people's mental health.
Correcto mundo.
All right. So even parents, you might be saying, so yes, I do recognize that certain academic subjects are important. I'm not saying that food and nutrition is not an academic subject as well. It is, because it is a subject that you can do up to the CXC level. All right. Or even beyond. But the thing of it is that you can't, let's say, favor sciences itself. And I think food and nutrition is a science. I think so. But let's say you're going to put subjects like physics and chemistry above food and nutrition in terms of just thinking, oh, all you're doing is just cooking. It's not just about cooking, or yes, you are cooking, but it's cooking plus other things, right? So you just never know. Your child can turn out to be a world-class chef.
Correct.
You know, they could be working for the rich and famous in Mustique.
Yeah,
you
people
know,
be having private chefs and all of that.
And traveling chefs. You can become a traveling chef as well. You know, so when it is I see subjects like this, and you know, I would also like, I forgot to message to find out if subjects like needlework is still being done, because when I was in Form 1, we did needlework by hand, and in Form 2, we introduced to it on the machine.
Well, big up, hello.
Oh, so you didn't do it? You didn't get all of that?
No machine. We only did hands.
Yeah. And I still have my needlework book up to this day with the embroidery. You know how to do hand embroidery and so forth.
I used to have that book, you know. I need to ask my mother if she has that tucked away somewhere, because I had that book for the longest while. I know you talk. I can't tell when I say.
Yeah, all of the stuff that I did in Form 1, every single thing that I did, whether it was arts and craft related or needlework related, I have everything. I still have everything left. Yeah, you know, so and it was an interesting thing, because the same needlework book that I used in Form 1, when we had to put that book, GHS students got nobody book, right? All of the stuff that I did in one book, when I went to teach at convent, when that 1 year I decided I wanted to teach needlework to the Form 1 students, it was that same book that I used. You know, so it's these little things, you know. You might come across a rip in your pants, rather than having to change or buy a whole new pants. You can know how, once you darn it, if you know how to use which particular embroidery stitch, you can know how to, you know, rectify that pants in such a way so that you don't have to throw it out. So again, you know, when schools can introduce these type of subjects, and you have to me, as far as I'm concerned, make them compulsory. Between Forms 1 and 3, make them compulsory to all students.
Yeah, I think that it should be. But the thing about it is certain stigmas that are attached to certain things. Food is a basic need. So to think that we have been considering things like this to be, you know, not so important, a little less than, focus on this other area, it's crazy to me, because these are the things that we need in order for us to be alive.
And that was the thing, because when I was going to school, so, you know, high school streams, right? So you put these students who were not as academically inclined in the practical class. So they would do the food and nutrition, the clothing and textiles and all of that. Listen, these are the people out there who making money right now. Every time you want to go a show, you want something brand new, who you're going to, the person who's the seamstress, so these things, children need to have an exposure to them. No, I know I have a friend who's always, she was never good at them. She would always give somebody else to do. But the thing of it is that being exposed to it first, or at least I prefer for you to be exposed to it first. If you say that this isn't for you, or you don't like it, or you're not able to be effective in it, or you can't do it properly, then it's fine. But having that exposure first, and then the student determining whether or not they want to go forward, is to me what is the better option, as opposed to just saying, no, you're not going to expose the children to this altogether. No, I'm not in agreement with it. All right. All right, so somebody's saying they love coffee and porridge. Matter of fact, I'll be having some this morning. Well, you see, thanks to my food and nutrition class in Form 3, I know how to make proper coffee and porridge. All right.
So you're telling me, I wonder, listeners, you can send us a quick text, right? Isn't there anybody who enjoys eating a little lump every now and again?
Listen, I don't want to put my mother in a thing, but mommy used to make the coffee porridge, and I'm talking her yourself. Mommy would make the coffee porridge, and sometimes there would be the lumps in them. And all I'm doing is rolling them up in my mouth and spitting them out. I never used to swallow them. And mommy, I'm letting you know, I never used to swallow them. Right? So that was my whole thing. So some people might like it with the lumps. I didn't like it with lumps. I don't want to feel anything extra in my mouth other than maybe fruit or raisins or something, but nothing else extra. So
the other day, I was making some cornmeal porridge, and I actually tried to make it lump because I was thinking, but wait, it's been a while since I even had a lump in a porridge. So I tried it.
I can't believe you would be deliberately trying to put lumps in the porridge.
Yes, that one time, because I like the lumps. I actually like the lumps.
All right, so. All right. So I'm happy to see these subjects introduced. I would also like to see subjects such as how to do taxes.
Yes.
Introduced in the school system. Right. Not everybody is going to go to tertiary education. So maybe, that Form 5 class when they are leaving school, maybe after exams have done, just go through a couple of these life things that we are going to know how to do, right? How to fill out application forms. Now, I know that sometimes in the English language class, you would go through how to write a CV, etc. But as a reminder for students leaving school in particular, reminder to them in terms of how to fill out an application form, how to go to the bank to have to fill out these forms to open an account, right? How to do taxes, simple everyday things that we had to learn along the way, and sometimes in a way learn the hard way. How to pay off your loans faster. All right, little things. Of course, the banks won't always want to let you in on those things, but how to pay off your loans faster. These little things, that practical things that we need for everyday life, that many of us had to figure out and learn the hard way. Let's expose our children to them at the earliest opportunity. All right, so yeah. All right, any final things?
No.
All right. So we are going to head on out at this time, and at 8:05 or thereabouts, we will be conducting an interview with NCTI with regards to the inaugural programming robotics competition among secondary schools. All right. So you would want to stay tuned for that at 8:05.
Wait, before we go.
WEFM.
Go ahead.
I was just seeing somebody here said try eating fungi. I was just about to ask, what is fungi? Or fungi?
I think it's this floating thing. It's like if I'm remembering it correctly, is it our Joshua message and tell me what do you think it's right? I'm just seeing something that floats on like a sauce or something. If I'm remembering it correctly.
Made from flour?
I'm not sure if it's our root. But yeah, Joshua, you can message and let us know what that is about. All right. So. All righty. So I can't play the song. So no, it's 7:59.
Right. Okay.
All right. So just want to say good morning. Happy birthday. Of course, we shouted up Demon earlier this morning, and it's actually one of my goddaughter's birthday. So Lilani, happy birthday to you, Lilani. Yeah. So happy birthday to you. All right. So whatever persons are going to be up to today, those of you who are on the seas, just to be mindful and to be careful. I know around Easter time, the Beckwith Channel gets a little bit rough, right? I haven't seen any videos recently, so I suppose it's been relatively smooth sailing. So fishermen and fisher folks who are out on the seas, remember to be extra cautious, especially given that it's so windy as well. All right. So yeah. All right. So we are going to Joshua. All right, let's go. So the time here in SVG, it is 8 o'clock, and our time check came to you with the compliments of New Haven Funeral Home.